I'm just recovering from a nervous breakdown. And I know there's a lot of people like me out there. Um, and I've only got about 10 years left to live. So I got to do the best I can with what I have. I had to cut somebody off that I love very much, but she was cursing and screaming and raging at me for 3 days, and I was in the middle of a nervous breakdown and suicidal. So she's obviously having her own breakdown at the moment. But that's the thing, eh? You have to concentrate and focus on yourself when you're dealing with mental illness. And I have brain damage, and I've survived a Holocaust. Brutal, brutal. And I'm not going to go into details. I've done my biography, but I was tortured, literally tortured. And so, when you're my age at 78 and you have lived through such brutality and paralyzing and taking attacks that are terminal, and you're allergic to the planet and yourself. I'm literally allergic to my own mouth. I have to go to a dentist every 3 months and remove the plaque under my gum line because it triggers paralyzing. So my life is not fun. And I had a near-death experience with my partner. He's guilty of extreme road rage, and he did something that was so bad that I had a complete nervous breakdown. And I was ready to look for another apartment and leave him. But I know that here's a couple of things you have to do. Stop, look, listen. Keep attacking somebody. It's not going to help you, and it'll only make things worse, which is what my poor little friend did. She attacked me for 3 days. I attacked him for 2 days. But he nearly, I don't mind if he kills me. I'll tell you the truth. I really don't mind. I've done everything God wanted me to do, and I'm done. And what will be, will be. I did everything I could to save children from my disease and the next generation. I worked really hard to help our men who were being poisoned on the job in our military. And I've done my bit for humankind and the planet. So I'm done, I want to have a little few days here and there. Not many. I'm not asking a lot, but a few days of fun. And it's just not up to me anymore. But when you have mental illness, something really will trigger you. Now, I'm nearly dying, and isn't what triggered me, to tell you the truth. It was that with my luck, I wouldn't die. I would wind up a paraplegic for the rest of my life. And been there, done that. And I already went through 6 years of reversing nerve damage. And the first time it took me 22 years. The second time it took me 6 years. And the next time, it's over. It's ball game over. So you have to concentrate on yourself, and you have to do what's best for you. And sometimes it means you have to pull back and stay away from people, places, and things, and concentrate on what's best for you. And in my case, I have to go quiet and meditate and eat. And that's another thing about mental illness. You see, people keep talking about positive attitude and talking to yourselves and regenerate. Yeah, I do all that. Come on, I was taught by a Tai Chi master. I go through the kind of pain that a cancer patient goes through, and I do it without drugs. Okay, so I'm way up there in the ability to through Tai Chi meditation and pulled me through without drugs. You try doing it. It's not easy. But I also cannot sit and allow people to be abusive to me either. And so the other thing is, you're never ever going to deal with mental illness if you don't look at your diet and what you're eating. We are what we eat. And you don't look at your environment and the air you breathe. It's holistic, people. It's never one thing. It's many, 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 many things. Now, the good news is that I'm pulling out of the nervous breakdown and flashbacks. And if you don't know what flashbacks are, I'm not going to describe it. Look it up on Google. When a person goes into flashbacks, they're back in the most horrific, traumatic event, and they're reliving it over and over and over and over again, and they have no control. Now, in Vietnam, a man who was a survivor of the Vietnam War, he was a prisoner, and he survived. And he gave me a technique. And he said, just think of yourself in a raft in the middle of the ocean, and you can't see shore. And you just hang on and know there is shore, and you're going to get there eventually. And that's how I get through the flashbacks and the nervous breakdown. But it also means I have to pull back. And if you're getting your rocks off, cursing and swearing at me, I have to pull back. You know? And that's what Dan does. So anyway, it's not great, because eventually he's playing Russian roulette with my vehicle while I'm in the vehicle. And one of these days, he ain't going to make it. And he'll put me in a nursing home because he has no control. He's like a 5-year-old. He's never learned to control the rage. And people who enjoy flying into a rage, it gives them adrenaline high. It's like runners. They get an adrenaline high. Well, it's the same with people who enjoy raging for 3, 4, and 5 days. They're getting their rocks off doing it, okay? So you have to cut them off. So anyway, the good news is that I'm on a new diet. Helen and Pam are responsible for getting through to my poor little sick brain. I just wasn't eating enough vegetables. And as much as I like to be vegan, God help me, I hate killing animals. I don't like eating meat, but I'm sorry. I've got so much damage biochemically that I can't, and I've got so much memory loss, I cannot go vegan. I just can't. I can't get the protein. And I'm not able to relearn all that all over again. I used to know how to do that 40 years ago, but sorry people, that part of my brain is gone and I don't have time. So once a month I eat meat, and once every week or two I eat chicken, and I eat eggs. I eat a lot of eggs. And the eggs work for me, okay? They may not work for everybody else, but it works for me. So although I had a nervous breakdown, I didn't take a paralyzing attack. That's the first time in 40 years that I didn't trigger an attack. My legs are okay. And it's bad weather right now. It's low pressure and it's raining, and normally that triggers an attack. So the extra veggies, I'm working on a vegetable or extra vegetables every day with every supper meal, with whatever I'm eating, I eat a vegetable. And I'm really working on that. And yesterday it was carrots, and today it's going to be prepackaged, pre-chopped, frozen veggies that are pre-chopped. Celery, carrots, onions, red and green peppers with pork tenderloin. Okay, so stay strong. And mental illness perhaps cannot be cured, but it can be made better. I can't find another word for it. It can be made better. And if you just hang on, you'll pull out of it. But you do have to eat well when you're in the breakdown. Because if you don't, your blood doesn't get the nutrition and oxygen to your brain, and that just makes you worse. Positive attitude ain't friggin' enough. Okay, people? And praying isn't enough. You are what you eat. Food is really important. What you drink is really important. The air you breathe is really important. And I have all that on my website and on Facebook. And there's many other doctors out there that will confirm what I just said. Okay, so love to everybody, over and out. And God, give me snow so I can go skiing. Tomorrow I'll try to go dancing. I tried today, but it was a packed house, standing room only, and there's no way. We had to turn around and come all the way back. Drove an hour there and drove an hour back. But anyway, it's a good day. Any day I'm on my feet and I'm not in an attack is a good day. Love everybody, and love in God's light to all.